Have you had the thought, I make bad financial decisions? So, this past month, I made 2 purchases that couldn't be returned and didn't work out. So, inquiry was perfect. I start with asking myself, can I 100% know that I make bad financial decisions? Well, certainly it looks like they were bad. These are now extra, apparently useless things. Maybe there's some bigger purpose that I'm not seeing yet. So I'll just hold that back. I don't know 100% that those were bad decisions. Next, how do I feel when I have the thought I make bad financial decisions? Well, it makes me kind of obsessive and cautious with future purchases, makes me feel guilty, feel like I wasted money. So, yeah, it's very diminishing. Next, how would I feel without the thought? So, without the thought that I make bad financial decisions, I just see 2 extra things lying around. That'd be it. It wouldn't mean anything about me at all. Just be simple. There would be no story. That would be the end. There's a couple extra things that showed up. Now, what's the turnaround that I could use here? So, I should have bought those things. So, let's take a look. One of them was I wanted a stool with particular dimensions, and the one that seemed to have those dimensions was the only one, was one where you print a child's name on it, a child's stool. So I picked the name that my inner little girl likes. Just gave them that to print on it. So now I have a stool. It doesn't work for what I bought it for. The dimensions aren't what I thought. And I've got this apparently useless stool. But it does happen to have this name on it that my inner little girl likes. And when I look at that stool, it makes my inner child happy. How about that? So there's a little sweet joy every time I look at that stool. The other thing was I made an Airbnb reservation for the wrong dates. It couldn't be canceled. And as a result, I ended up being available to work for somebody who couldn't show up to work. And because I was working that day, I did an exam for somebody who just recently became paralyzed in both his legs. And it was a meaningful conversation. I would never have had that conversation had I not ended up working that day. So there we go. It turns out the universe wanted to make sure that I had that conversation and that my inner child had this little stool with her name on it. Maybe the universe is not so interested in my bank account and more interested in those precious moments of cherishing and joy and connection with other people. In fact, yes. I want to be somebody who's more interested in those things than in my bank account. And now that I see that that is what's happened in my life, it's been so good and so worth it to have bought both those things.